seems incredibly popular. Why do you think this is?
Well, Maddie, thanks for saying that. That's good to hear. I think there's lots of reasons. We're in a very good location in the centre of town. We've got a massive range of activities that we put on for all age groups. And we've got a great bunch of staff delivering those activities. But probably most importantly of all, we've got some fantastic customers who visit us every day. There's about 2,000 of them on average who come through. And they certainly let us know what we're doing well, what we're doing not quite so well, so that we can improve all the time and make plans for the future.
More specifically, what does the magnet have on offer for teenagers?
For teenagers, we've traditionally had 4 or 5 activities that have stood the test of time. We've probably been doing since the 1970s. Things like the roller disco started when the centre first opened, and that's still got sort of 600-700 teenagers coming every week. Swimming clubs are going from strength to strength, and they've got a very large base of teenagers. Football clubs using the Astro pitches that we look after over at Braywick as well, very popular. And of course the pool itself appeals to teenagers just as a come along and pay basis. Then more recently we've got into sort of new areas such as a scheme for teenagers using Bodyzone gym, where they can come from the age of 13. They either come with their parents, or there's times that they'll come and we'll supervise them. We've also been marketing quite a lot of school activity days to schools like Newlands, Down and Cox Green and Ortwood School. The netball is going from strength to strength. There's hundreds of girls now doing netball from the age of 6, and they go right through to the age of 14 when they can join the Maidenhead District Netball League, so we support that. We're stood in the fitness arcade, which is something we converted from a creche. This is certainly aimed at the teenage age group. And probably the other thing that we look after is the skate park over at Kidwells Park, which attracts lots of teenagers.
Does the magnet focus on other activities other than health and fitness?
Outside of health and fitness, certainly we've got the events that we put on in Pier Suite. So there's the Battle of the Bands that we're currently running that culminates in the final over at the Maidenhead Carnival. The roller disco is probably seen outside of the health and fitness sort of banner, but that's obviously very popular. And then other things such as the weddings that we hold here, commercial events, church meetings, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of non-health and fitness activity that goes on as well.
Do you think the magnet contributes to help teenage crime and reduce it?
Well, I think so. I mean, I've mentioned all the other things that are here that people can come, the teenagers can come along and do either in the holidays or weekends or after school. Then specifically, there's the 13-19 programme, which is for 13 to 19-year-olds, where we put on a whole series of activities during the school holidays, both at the Magnet and also in the borough of Windsor and Maidenhead. They've been very popular, and I think data has shown that it's reduced sort of antisocial behaviour in the holidays. And then we've got partnerships with groups such as the Youth Services. They've got a prevention team, and we give them vouchers that they can give to children who are perhaps in danger of slipping into the criminal justice system. So they can come along with a mentor, start using the pool, start using the gym, and all that just gives people sort of a more worthy thing to do with their spare time. So yes, I think that answers your question.
So how do you accommodate teenagers that can't afford the fees?
Okay, well there's several ways. The borough runs an Advantage card scheme, so anybody who lives in the borough can get a free Advantage card. That then gives children and adults reduced rates coming to use the centre. There's also what's called the Advantage Plus scheme, so if there are families who are in receipt of benefits, they can show us that they are in receipt of benefits, and they will get even further reductions on the pool and the gym activities such as that. And then there's other things that don't actually cost money to do, so the development in parks, for example, the skate park and some of the things that got into Braywick Park, they're free things for children to use. It hopefully keeps them engaged. And some of the multi-activity play areas that have gone up in places such as Oakham Grove will contribute to that as well.
Do you think the town council can do more to sponsor children and get them active without paying fees?
Well, we are part of the council, we're part of the Borough of Windsor and Maidenhead, So as such, all those things I've mentioned are what the borough is doing. I guess on top of that, I could probably mention a couple of schemes just very briefly. There's a time out membership, which is a scheme where any children who are sort of being looked after by social services can use the centre for free, and various other activities sort of in the other borough leisure centres. So there's some things there that will appeal to sort of children who perhaps are coming from less privileged backgrounds. We've also got a scheme where some teenagers who are young carers, perhaps they're looking after brothers, sisters, or looking after parents, they can also access the centre for free. So the borough does do quite a lot in terms of making sure we're not letting anyone sort of not have the opportunity to participate.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Hall. This has been Maddie reporting for Close Court BBC News.